everybody, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the weekly tarot reading for the sign of Gemini. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this week's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. Now, when it comes to the spread, I'll be pulling one card from each of the 3 oracle decks I have here. So we'll get the key theme of the week using the Quantum Oracle, some divine guidance using the Moonology deck, and some messages of support from your Divine Feminine using the Isis Oracle. When it comes to the tarot messages, I'll be pulling from the Intuitive and clarifying with the Waite deck. So, Gemini, let's see what's in store for you for the week of the 8th to the 14th of February 2021. So just while I shuffle your cards, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings goes up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find that in the description box below. Also, don't forget, I am now streaming on Twitch, so do follow me over there to be a part of future live discussions and future live tarot readings. Okay, so the card you have from the Quantum Oracle this week, Gemini, is Planning and Action in Reverse. Okay, I'm getting a couple of things actually for you guys. Right now, you may be being asked to take a bit more time out to take a look at any plans that you have for the year ahead. Maybe there is a need for revision, okay? You may have had some information be brought to your awareness recently that requires you to perhaps make some changes, okay, to your plans, whatever you were considering to do, possibly as well if it involves any form of travel, okay? So you may have to look at that. For others of you, you're being asked to slow down. You're being asked to take a moment out because you're giving yourself too many tasks to do, okay? You've got a whole huge to-do list and I feel like you're burning yourself out. So do make sure you give yourself a moment's pause if that's what your body is telling you at this time, okay? So 2 different messages there. Take it however it resonates specifically for your situation. Now, let's go into the Moonology deck and see what the divine guidance is for you at this time. Spirit, what is it that Gemini needs to know? What is it that's going to help them at this time with regards to the practical aspects of their life? What's going to help them find that beautiful balance so that they do have enough time to rest but also accomplish what they're setting out to do? Exactly. So you have new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Definitely take some time out for yourself, okay? Self-care is being called for at this time. So do take some time out to just be with yourself, be in your present moment, see how you're feeling mind, body and spirit, what changes need to be implemented in your daily routine so that you do have enough time for meditation, exercise, healthy eating, all these things that are very important, okay? Awesome. Now, let's go over to the Isis Oracle and see what guidance wants to come through your Divine Feminine from the Mother Goddess. So what is it that the Divine Feminine wants to communicate to Gemini at this time? What is the message for Gemini at this time? Oh gosh, I think that's a bunch of cards. Oh no, it's just 2. Okay, so I'll take them both. So you have, here we go, Mother of Life, the nourishment of the golden grain mother. Amazing, okay? Sustenance, this is giving back to yourself, okay, as well as others. This is about knowing that you create abundance because you are abundant. It's innate to your nature, whether you realize it or not, okay? We even have the Ankh very significantly, prominently, you know, displayed here. And it's showing you the key, you are the key to life, okay? your divine feminine aspect, regardless if you're a masculine or a feminine, you know, male or female. This is talking about the divine feminine within. Everyone has this attribute, okay? And it's saying, right? Mother of life. This is the key of life held by the mother, saying that you have everything you need to bring nourishment to yourself, to also bring more abundance in your environment, okay? So whatever it is that you set out to do, you can accomplish, but it does require you taking care of self first. Amazing. Giving yourself everything that you need to be in a position where you can manifest these changes. And the next card you have is Portal of Light. She glides on wings through time and space. Okay, so this is it, right? It's saying that you are a divine being, that you are multifaceted, multidimensional, that timing is really irrelevant. Yes, but there is such a thing as divine timing. However, that's when we're operating on the 3D. When you're operating on the astral, on the 5D level, time is irrelevant, okay? There is just an innate knowing that you can manifest certain things into your reality because you are vibrating at that frequency. You are matching the very thing that you're calling into, okay? So it's saying that the more you kind of do this work in the astral, the more you'll see it manifest in the physical, okay? Again, why it's essential that you do have time out to meditate, to be present, to give yourself everything that you need. Have your bases covered so that you can elevate on the higher planes, right? Because if you don't have your basic needs met, then it's going to be very difficult to do that, okay? So it's finding that equilibrium. All right, so let's go into the tarot and see what wants to come out for you and what kind of situations may be playing out this week. What do you need to know? What's going to be your best interest? So let's see. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. So Libra, first card out is the Strength card in reverse, okay? Leo energy. So you could have Leo in your chart. But regardless, this is speaking of, again, this is not something that it has to be forced, right? There is no need for like forceful action or fretting or worrying or trying to take a forceful approach to the situation, okay? Because this is all about the energy, and especially in the upright, it's all about control, right? And I feel like you're being asked to actually surrender a certain level of control when it comes to your plans for the year ahead, especially, right? Because there are things that are happening, you know, outside of the self that is beyond your control, that is beyond your understanding at this time, because as much as we can project and see, you know, snippets of the future, you're not able to see the full picture, okay? So it's saying that work within whatever limitations you feel you have at this present time, because a lot of those limitations are shifting, okay? Because everything is shifting in our reality. Whoops, sorry, my video has just finished exporting. Yeah. So don't concern yourself with the things that are seemingly outside of your control. Surrender them and focus on the things that you can, right? Now, if I can pick the cards up. Oh my gosh, why does it not want to come up? Okay, next card out is the King of Swords, okay? Aquarius energy, that could mean something to you. So yeah, I feel like, again, you may be falling too hard on your, you know, logic, okay? Your left-brained way of thinking. And you are an air sign as well, Gemini, okay? So just because this is associated with Aquarius doesn't mean this isn't the energy that you're embodying, okay? We can embody any of these energies, okay? Especially when it comes to the court cards. So I feel like right now you're just trying to use your determination, your self-awareness, your clarity, your authority to some extent over the situation. And I feel like while it's good to be in this stance of self-awareness and knowing, you also need to take some time out to just be. Okay, so it's about finding that balance again. And I feel like you'll get even more clarity on the situation once you do so. Okay. Next card out is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but specifically associated with Cancer. So you could have Cancer in your chart or be dealing with a Cancerian. But I feel like there is this energy of being emotionally overwhelmed to the point of depletion. You may even start to feel a bit numb in some ways because, again, there may have been a situation where you've been trying to force things into a certain direction too much, and the more you try, the more it just seemed to slip away from you, the more it just seemed to not come together. And I feel like it just drained you in the end, okay? Which is why you're being asked to really take care of your own needs at this time, because you are running on empty, and that's not good, okay? So definitely take time out, meditate, do exercise, give yourself the nutrition you need, right? Take care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit, so that you're, back into an emotionally balanced state. And then you can start working on the astral to make certain changes, okay? But even just by being on that level of feeling like all your bases are covered in terms of within, being very centered, that in itself is going to attract a lot of, positivity into your life, okay? Gosh, the incense is making me a bit sneezy lately. I'm not sure what that's about. But anyway, didn't sneeze though, not this time. Next card out is the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, I feel like you're trying to come out of this like frustrated, annoyed, kind of just like confused state of being, okay? Especially again when it comes to how your year ahead is going to look like. I really get this sense it's about the year ahead, right? You had certain plans, you had certain ideas that you wanted to act upon, right? But you feel like in some way you can't take action, planning and action. You can't take action on certain things because of certain, maybe, limitations when it comes to travel, maybe because it involves, some aspect of your work involves, connecting with others physically, or because of some other issues, okay? It could be legal, whatever. Because we do have the King of Swords here, so you could feel like there's a roadblock when it comes to what, the law will allow you to do at this time because of everything that's happening in the world right now. But I feel like you're choosing to try and take a different approach to this, to have a different perspective, because you know that you're not actually stuck. It's just that, yeah, there are certain limitations right now based on, whatever's playing out in your environment. But rather than stressing on it and being frustrated and trying to force things into a certain direction, you're just kind of taking a step back, taking care of yourself and seeing what you can do, okay? What's within, your ability to control, to take action upon, right? So it's very good. You're changing your approach here, essentially. You're changing your strategy when it comes to your plans for the year ahead. Though, the next card you have is the Five of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so you could be having a bit of back and forth with a legal entity because you feel like you're not getting the support that you need, you're not getting the means that you need in order to feel like you can progress in whatever plans you have. Or it may be that you feel like you're not getting, say for example, if you were supposed to get some kind of financial support from the government and you haven't received that, that's going to get your back up because you feel like it's a betrayal on some level that, you were guaranteed something and you're not actually beginning something, and maybe you feel like they're palming you off, putting you in the bottom of the list, or you feel like they're even changing their minds. So that can bring about some real harsh feelings and, sort of negative thoughts, okay? But you're being asked to temper yourself. You're being asked to, take a deep breath, okay? and contemplate on what's actually happening. Yes, that may seem like the case on the surface, and I'm just using the, you know, the financial aid as an example, okay? It doesn't have to be anything like that, but I'm just using it as an example. But I feel like, you know, you feel like there's some kind of authority, you know, either in like an organizational level or some kind of authoritative figure is creating certain blockages or obstacles in your path, and you feel like it's on a level of betrayal or sabotage, right? But again, we'll have to clarify to see if that is the case or if it's just, again, your perception on things. Because I do see you taking a different approach, right, and trying to work through whatever is within your means to control. But I think when it comes to this specific aspect, you feel like you're being sabotaged in some way by something, like some group entity, in terms of like a either professional entity or a legal entity, or by an individual in particular. So we'll see. And then the next card you have is the Three of Wands in reverse. So fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, you feel like you can't wait anymore, okay? You feel like you still feel like on some level you have to take the initiative, right? At least with regards to the things you do have, like I say, control over. I feel like control is the key word here for you this week, Gemini, for those of you who I'm picking up on, because I feel like you're feeling like, you know, you have no control over your life, that it's just slipping through your fingers. But that's not the case. It's just that there are certain, you know, obstacles in your path right now, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be overcome. It's just may not be that the approach that you're taking is the correct one at this time, okay? So hopefully that makes sense and that helps a little bit, but we will go into the clarifications now, because I'm especially curious about this King of Swords and Five of Swords energy, because it does feel like you're kind of coming up against something or someone, okay? Like I said, possibly like a governing body or an individual. So we'll see when we clarify, and it could be very different for each and every one of you, of course. So we'll have to see if we can at least get an idea of what that could mean for you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So let's see. Oh, okay. A lot of cards. Oh my gosh, okay, it wants to come out, so I have to take them. So I have to go through the clarifications pretty quickly. So, clarifying the Strength card, you have the Devil in reverse, that's Capricorn, and you have the Star card, so Aquarius, okay? Those signs could mean something to you. It's a very, very powerful combination. You have, you know, your first card out, 3 major arcanas, okay? That's really, really prominent, okay? So again, this is about needing to surrender control, because when you get into this kind of need to control every aspect, and it has to be to your specification, and forcing things, kind of, it's like forcing things into submission, okay? Which would come under the Devil energy in the upright. That's, you know, that's kind of manipulative, that's controlling in a negative sense, okay? It comes from egotism rather than flow, okay? But I see you recognizing that force again, because this is in reverse, bearing in mind, okay? So there is a recognition that some things cannot be forced, some things are outside of your control, okay? There is a larger universe that is working out certain things behind the scenes, okay? So you're recognizing that, and now rather than forcing it, you're just letting your wishes be known, and you're surrendering those things to the universe, which is very good, because you're trusting that things will work out in the end, that things will be sorted out, okay? And that it will work out in your highest good in the long run. So that's very positive. I do like that. That's like the key energy here, okay? Because the first card out tells you a lot about where your current state of mind, feelings, and thoughts are, or what they're shifting into. So that's very positive. So the King of Swords is clarified by the Six of Cups, okay, water energy, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, okay, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So yeah, I feel like, okay, so for some of you, this is definitely an individual that you're already affiliated with, someone you're already connected to. Maybe you've known them for a long time, right? Maybe you go all the way back. Or this is someone that you've been working with, right? This could even be an employer, bearing in mind. So this could be a boss or a company that you've worked for a long time, okay? There's history there. And you go way back, but you feel like they're not working with you, okay, to support you at this time. You feel like, you know, they're coming at it from a very brutally honest kind of standpoint, okay? So rather than trying to do anything to support you, they're just kind of like, well, this is the rules, this is the law, and that's it. Like, they're not even looking for any means of providing that support, showing that they actually care, and that's why I feel like it's getting your back up. But that's why there's a need to take a moment to step back and see, maybe there's a reason for this, okay? Maybe there's a reason why you're not getting the support in the shape or form that you expected, because maybe it's going to come in a different format, okay? Or maybe this in itself is a change that's coming up for you, okay, with regards to this work situation. If it's not a work situation, I feel like, yeah, again, it could be that you're expecting, you know, you're expecting cooperation from the government in your region to support you at this time, because yeah, there may have been some challenges when it comes to work if you're self-employed, right? But you're not getting the assistance that you asked for, right? They're not willing to take the time and, you know, do what is needed, is what you feel like. So I take it however it resonates for you, but I feel like for most of you, it's more like an employer or someone that you were, you know, in very good terms with, that you feel like can support you and is just choosing not to because they're playing by the book too much. You know, it's kind of like that energy. Just take it however it resonates. It's kind of a bit vague there. Now, clarifying the Queen of Cups in reverse, you have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. So yeah, I feel like you're just tired, to be honest with you, Gemini. I feel like you're exhausted. That's why you need to take time out to take care of yourself, okay? Because you've been doing too much lately. You've been overworking yourself. You've been pushing yourself really hard because you've been really concerned about these things and about these changes in your plans because of whatever's happening in your environment. But I feel like you're being called to just take a minute, take a moment to pause, take that time out for yourself, okay? And recalibrate. Because if you keep going as you are, yeah, all you're going to do is burn yourself out further to the point where you cannot work, or you cannot focus on the task at hand, or you cannot, you know, make these necessary adjustments or changes to your plans, right? You won't have that clarity. You'll just get more frustrated, more confused, and just try to push it down a direction that it's really not going to go down. So definitely a need to take time out and to heal oneself. Clarifying the Eight of Swords. So we have two eights here, I believe. So the numbers 8, 88, and 888 could be very prominent for you. Do check that out in terms of numerology if you are seeing those numbers a lot. It does speak of fortune, but it also speaks of karma, okay? So this is why it's important to be mindful of what energy you put out at this time, because that's what you're being reflected back at you in terms of your environment, okay? So we can see that here a little bit. So clarifying the Eight of Swords in reverse, you have the Sun card in reverse, so strong Leo showing in your reading, okay? You could have Leo prominently in your chart. And you also have the Ten of Cups in reverse, so that's interesting. So it's like the moment you stop stressing about things and realize, okay, I may not be able to get to the Ten of Cups, you know, as quickly as I hoped, but things are still good, okay? And once you get out of that, you know, forcing things to go down a certain direction and just kind of relinquishing control over those things that you can't control, and focus on the things you can, the things that are going well in your life, the things that are bringing you happiness, bringing you a sense of emotional stability. That's when I see you healing this numbed, you know, overwhelmed energy. Okay, so that's really important, very important, this particular message. So this side is more of what you want to be doing, is what I'm saying, Gemini. Clarifying the Five of Swords, we've got the Three of Pentacles, okay, the Three of Cups in reverse, right, okay, and the Page of Wands. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. I feel like because you are being expected, you know, perhaps you're being expected to, you know, work across the clock in order to feel like, you know, you have all your bases covered. You're not happy because you're like, well, you're in a position where you can give me that support. I am actually, for example, if it is a governing body and they are providing financial aid for, say, if you're self-employed, or, you know, you've been made redundant, or you're furloughed, okay? You're expecting a certain payout, okay? And they're like, well, you're capable of working, or you're still working, or you're still getting some income, so we're not going to help you. You're like, what are you talking about? I actually qualify for this assistance, okay? How do you expect me to keep myself afloat if I don't have enough, right, to do so? And it's like you feel like in some way you're being cheated by the system, you know, because they just don't want to pay you essentially what you're owed or what you're expected to receive, right? What they said they would pay out. And it's like now you feel like they're just retracting that, or you're not getting much of communication at all, right? So that's why you're getting a bit pissed off, because it's like, it feels like, you know, you're being cheated, you know. And that's what I'm definitely getting in this center column. Like either a governing body or an employer is kind of, you feel like they're stickling, you know, they're not wanting to pay out what they're supposed to pay out. So that's where you're getting a bit fed up and pissed off. But, you know, the universe is saying it's okay, collect yourself, really take time to tune in with self, heal yourself, mind, body, and spirit, do what is needed, and trust me, you'll get the resources that you need. You know, I'm not going to leave you out in the cold, essentially, is what it's saying, that you will get what you need. But in terms of your larger plans, you may need to make some adjustments there. So, clarifying the Three of Wands in reverse, you have the Seven of Swords, the Lovers in reverse, that's you, Gemini, Lovers card, the Page of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, to be honest, you feel like you're mistrusting of a situation. It could be in relation to love, because we do have, you know, the Lovers card in reverse, and we have the Two of Cups, right? So you may have even had some issues within a relationship if you are in a relationship. But again, I feel like that's more a projection of all of this that's taking place, right? So if you are getting, you know, fed up with your partner, if you feel like they're not telling you everything, or they're not being honest, and you're being distrusting, and honestly, I don't feel like it's because they're doing anything wrong. I feel like they might be navigating their own challenges, okay? Because it's a really rough time for everybody. So rather than projecting your frustration on your own personal circumstances on your partner, you need to just sit down and have a chat with them, okay? Just communicate. Like, look, honestly, I know you have stuff going on right now, but I feel like, you know, when you have a moment, we really need to talk, because this has been really affecting me, and this is why, you know, I've been emotionally shut down, or I've been emotionally overwhelmed, because I'm really stressed right now, you know? And if they love you, and if they're, you know, not in a very kind of overwhelmed space themselves, they'll be able to sit down and have a chat with you about it, of course, right? So I feel like there's a need to just be careful here. I don't see this as this person being deceptive. I see it as your perception of them being deceptive, holding back from you, not being present, not communicating that they're there for you, that they love you, and all of this. Because I think they've got their own stuff going on, right? So they might be a bit preoccupied with something that's urgent, but you just need to talk about it, and just don't project these feelings and let it get into an argument, okay? You can express how you feel, but don't let it be this huge confrontation, because it's only going to make matters worse, okay? So I hope this helps. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget the notifications bell. Yeah, so the more you operate from this energy, right, that we discussed here, the less you'll have to worry about what's going on here, because this will start to be cleared up for you, okay? So send you guys lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.